Mulai.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
One. First of all, let's thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to be here today. Honorable lecturer and dear friends, welcome to today's presentation. My name is Wini Handayani, and I will be your moderator for today's presentations. Today, we are from Group 10. We'll present the topic teaching reading and writing skill. Our group member are Mr. Ari Purnama, Mr. Tuhuyono, Miss Rahmati Kurtaini, and myself, Uni Handayani. And in this presentation, we hope this presentation will give useful information and help us better understand how to teach reading and writing effectively. Without further ado, let's begin our presentations. Next slide, Mr. Tuhu. For the first presenter can deliver to first presentation is Mr. Ari Purnama.
Oke, thank
Please
you.
welcome Mr. Ari Purnama.
Thank you, Miss Uni.
Ya,
Baik, this is about introduction and about objectives. The purpose of this presentation is to explore effective methods of teaching reading and writing skill in educational setting. The scope includes basic concepts, teaching strategies, challenge learning aids, assessment, and the comprehensive integration of reading and writing skill. Next, Miss. Next, sir. Okay. The importance of reading and writing. Reading and writing are foundational of all learning and communication. The skills empower individuals to access knowledge, express ideas, and participate fully in society. Strong literacy skills are directly linked to academic success, career advancements, and lifelong learning. Students who read proficiently by grade 3 are significantly more likely to graduate and thrive professionally. Next, sir. Foundation of reading skill are a overview of the essential component that build a strong reading ability in learners at all levels. Decoding and phonics, understanding letters, sounds, relationships, and applying phonic rules to the code and familiar words accurately. Vocabulary development, building a rich vocabulary through direct interaction, wide reading, and contextual word learning strategies. Comprehension strategies using predicting, questioning, summarizing, and visualizing to deeply understand and retain text content. Fluency and motivation, developing reading speed, accuracy, accuracy and expression while fostering and love of reading through engineering materials. Next, foundation of writing skill. Idea generation and organization. Students learn to brainstorm ideas using mind map, outlines, and graphic organizer to plan and structure their writing effectively. Sentence structure and grammar. Understanding sentence construction, functional, and grammar rules help students write clearly and communicate their ideas with precision. Drafting and revising writing is a writing is a process. Students learn to draft freely, then revise for clarity, coherence, and quality through multiple iteration. Voice and style development. Students develop their unique right voice and personal style, learning to adapt tone and language for different audience and purpose. Next, teaching reading. Shared reading. Teacher and student read together from a shared text, modeling fluence, expression, and comprehension strategies. Read aloud method. Teacher read aloud to students, modeling to tone, pacing, and comprehension while exposing them to rich vocabulary. Phonemic awareness activities that develop awareness of sound in spoken word, including rhyming, blending, and segmenting phonemes. Guide reading, small group interaction using leveled and authentic text match to students' reading abilities and interests. Uh, and next slide.
The next slide
Next, yeah.
will be delivered by Miss Rahmawati Kurataini.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
Mr. Arif, for your clear explanations. Now, let's move the presenter to Mr. Miss Rahmawati Kurataini, sorry.
Oke, thank you Miss Twini. Kan Miss Uni. Oke, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Oke.
It's very clear.
Oke. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rahmati Kurataini. First, I would like to say thank you to Ma'am Nurjana for giving us time to present our presentation, and also thank you for Mr. Ari for the explanation before. Now, I would like to continue with the next topics. The next topic is about vocabulary development. Okay, there are four effective techniques that teacher can use to build and expand student vocabulary. First is explicit word teaching. Through this technique, teacher directly introducing new word with definition, example, and use in context to build a strong vocabulary foundation to the student. It's mean that the teacher introduce new word by explaining their meaning, giving example, and showing how the word are used in context. As a result, student can understand and use new vocabulary more confidently. The second is using word wall and flashcard. Word wall and flashcard as visual reference used to reinforce recognition and retention of new vocabulary. In other words, this visual helps students recognize and remember new words more easily because they see and review the vocabulary regularly. And the third technique is contextual learning or learn new word naturally through reading story and text. Okay. Through this technique, students can infer meaning from context or learn the meaning of unfamiliar word by using clues from the text. These techniques make vocabulary learning more meaningful because students can understand how words are used in real context. And the last one is using games and interactive activity. This technique is using vocabulary games, quizzes, and to engage students in learning new vocabulary. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is about comprehension strategies. Okay, they are effective approach that help students understand what they read more deeply and develop stronger reading comprehension skill. The first, there is predicting and questioning. In this strategy, students make prediction before and during reading, then ask questions to deepen engagement and critical thinking. Besides that, students are also encouraged to predict what might happen in the text before and while they are reading. They also ask questions to keep them engaged and help them think more critically about the text. The next, there is summarizing and paraphrasing. Students learn to identify key idea and restate information in their own words, strengthening understanding and retention. So after reading, students summarize the main idea and retell the information in their own words. This helps students to understand the text better instead of simply memorizing it. Okay, the next one is graphic organizer. Teacher can use story maps and concept maps to help students visually organize their ideas and also to find characters and even from the text that they read. This make it easier for students to see the relationship between idea, character, and event. And the last one is think aloud modeling. Teacher verbalize their thinking process while reading aloud, modeling comprehension strategies for students to follow. In this strategy, teachers read a text aloud while sharing their thoughts. This allows students to see how good readers think and understand a text step by step. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now is media and tools. Media and tools are research and digital tools that support effective reading interaction in the modern classroom. Okay, first there are digital books and audiobooks. E-books and audiobooks provide accessible, engaging reading experience for the first learner at all levels. With digital books and audiobooks, students can access reading materials more easily anytime and anywhere. This resource also make reading more engaging and support students with different learning needs. And the next is interactive reading apps. These apps offer personalized reading practice, phonic games, and comprehension activity for students. And these apps also allow students to practice reading through interactive activities, game, and exercise that are suited to their learning needs. And after that, there are videos and storytelling. Video content and digital storytelling platform bring stories to life and support listening and reading fluence. By using videos and digital storytelling, uh, student can make teachers can make learning reading more interesting and help students improve their listening and reading fluency. And the last one is classroom libraries. A classroom libraries give students access to a variety of books that match their reading level. This encourages students to read independently and develop a lifelong reading habit. Okay, the next one. Next slide, please. Okay. Okay, the next is teaching writing basic strategies. These are effective introductory method for teaching writing skill that guiding students from brainstorming to creative expression. The first strategy is pre-writing and brainstorming. using graphic organize, mind mapping, and brainstorming activity to help students organize idea before writing. In this strategy, students generate and organize their idea before they start writing. Using graphic organize and mind maps help them plan their writing more clearly. Next is drafting freely. At this stage, students are encouraged to write freely without worrying too much about grammar or spelling. The main goal is to express and develop their ideas. After that, sentence and paragraph structures. Teach clear sentence construction, paragraph organization, and logical flow to build strong writing foundation. So once students have written their ideas, teachers can guide the student to organize their sentence and paragraph clearly. This helps students produce well-structured and coherent writing. Finally, the last one is creative writing. Through creative writing, students can express their idea freely while developing their own writing style and creativity. This also helps them enjoy the writing process. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay. The next slide is about writing process. Effective writing is not just a single act, it is a structured process that guides students from initial idea to polished published work. The first strategy is planning and outlining. First, students must to brainstorm idea, define their purpose, identify their audience, and also create an outline to organize their thoughts before writing. Because all clear plan and outline can help students to write in more organized and focused way. The second is drafting and revising. Students write a first draft freely and then they can revisit it to improve content, structures, clarity, and coherence based on feedback and reflection. Then, after that, the student can revise work by improving the content and, organize based on the feedback from the teachers. And after that is editing and proofreading. In this stage, students carefully check grammar, punctuation, spelling, and sentence mechanism to refine and polish their writing before submission. And the last one is publishing final work. In this stage, students share their complete writing through print, digital platform, or classroom display. And they also allow to share their idea with others, and after they tell the other about what they have made or write. In conclusion, the writing process helps students develop their ideas step by step, from planning and drafting to editing, and after that, publishing. This process enables students to produce clear, more organized, and meaningful writing. Okay, I think that's all from me. The next topic will be explained by Mr. Tuhu. The mic is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Imal, for your explanation. Now let me explain the next explanation. On this slide, we'll discuss the teaching, writing, revision, and feedback, peer review, and teacher feedback. Peer review session encourage collaborative learning and critical thinking. Teacher feedback should focus on content clarity and coherence, guiding students to strengthen their argument and improve overall writing quality. Rubrics and self-assessment using structured rubrics provides clear criteria for assessing writing. Encouraging self-assessment and reflection helps students take ownership of their learning and develop skills to independently evaluate and revise their own work. Next, on this slide, we will discuss the role of tools and media in teaching writing. Technology has transformed from the way students learn to write by making the writing process more interactive, collaborative, and engaging. Digital tools not only improve writing skill, but also motivate students to express their ideas more effectively. The first tool is word processing software such as Google Docs and Microsoft Word. This application allows students to draft, edit, and format their writing easily. Features like automatic saving, comments, and collaborative editing also make it easier for teachers and classmates to provide feedback throughout the writing process. The second category is grammar and spell check application, such as Grammarly and Hemingway Editor. These tools provide instant feedback on grammar, spelling, and punctuation, also sentence structure, as well as readability. While they should not replace teacher guidance, they help students recognize and correct common mistakes, encouraging them to become more independent writers. Another useful resources is blogging and online publishing platform, including WordPress and Blogger. These platforms allow students to publish their writing for real audience rather than writing only for the teacher. Knowing that others can read their work often motivates students to write more carefully and confidently while improve their communication skill. And the last is digital storytelling tools. Tools like Book Creator and Storyboard help students craft creative narratives combining text, image, and multimedia. On this slide, we will discuss some of the common challenges teachers face when teaching reading and writing. Understanding these challenges is important because it helps educators choose appropriate strategies to support every learner effectively. The first challenge is limited vocabulary. Many students have limited range of vocabulary and lack sufficient background knowledge. As a result, they may struggle to understand reading materials and express their ideas clearly in writing. Expanding students' vocabulary through regular reading and meaningful language activities is essential for improving good reading comprehension and writing ability. The second challenge is lack of motivation. Some students have low confidence in their reading and writing skill or simply do not find these activities interesting. This lack of engagement often reduces their willingness to participate in classroom tasks. Teachers can address this by creating a positive learning environment, selecting interesting topics, and providing encouragement and constructive feedback. Another challenge is diverse learner needs. Every classroom consists of students with different abilities, learning style, and educational background. Because of these differences, a single teaching method may not be effective for everyone. Teachers should use differentiated instruction, flexible grouping, and individualized support to ensure that every student has the opportunity to succeed. The final challenge is grammar and syntax. Many students find it difficult to use correct grammar, sentence structure, and punctuation when writing. These difficulties can make their ideas unclear and affect the overall quality of their writing. To overcome this challenge, teachers should provide explicit grammar instruction, model good writing, and give students regular opportunities to practice and revise their work. On this slide, we present a practical of example of reading activity that teachers can implement in the classroom to improve students' reading comprehension, collaboration, and critical thinking skill. The first activity is group reading and discussion. In this activity, students are divided into small groups and are given an authentic text to read together. Authentic text authentic text can include newspaper, article, short story, magazine, material that are appropriate for their level. After reading, students participate in a structured discussion where they answer guided questions, exchange opinion, and identify the main idea of the text. This collaborative process not only strengthens reading comprehension, but also encourage students to think critically, communicate effectively, and learn from one another's perspective. The second strategy is using graphic organizer and authentic text. Graphic organizer, such as story maps, concept maps, and mind maps, help students organize information visually. They can identify the main idea, supporting details, characters, sequence of events, or cause and effect relationship more easily. This makes complex text easier to understand and remember. At the same time, using authentic text connect classroom learning to real-life situation, making reading activities more meaningful and engaging. Students become more motivated because they see practical value of what they are reading. Here, the first activity is collaborative essay writing. In this activity, students work together in small groups to write structured essay. Each student has a specific role, such as brainstorming ideas, writing in the introduction, developing the body paragraphs, or creating the conclusion. By sharing responsibilities, students can learn how to organize ideas, communicate effectively, and support one another through the writing process. They also gain valuable experience in teamwork, problem solving, and decision making while producing a complete piece of writing together. The second activity is peer review and rubric guided revision. After completing the first draft, students exchange their essay with classmates for peer review. Using clear assessment rubric, they evaluate important aspects of the essay, including comment, organization, grammar, vocabulary, and clarity of idea. Instead of simply identifying mistake, reviewer provide constructive suggestions that can help improve the quality of the writing. Students then reflect on the feedback they receive and revise their work accordingly. This revision process helps them recognize their strength, address their weakness, and develop stronger editing skill. These activities also encourage students to become more independent and reflective writers. They learn that writing is a process of continuous improvement rather than a one-time task. Through collaboration and feedback, students become more confident in expressing their ideas and producing well organized, meaningful design. Now, this slide is about assessment of reading skill. Evaluating reading progress requires a variety of approaches to capture fluency, comprehension, and overall growth in learners. The first is oral reading fluency. Assess students through oral reading fluency checks to measure reading speed, accuracy, and expression in context. The second one is comprehension quizzes. Use comprehension quizzes and open-ended questions to evaluate students' understanding of text read. The third is reading portfolio. Maintain a portfolio of reading responses to track progress and demonstrate growth over time. And the last is rubrics and checklists. Apply rubrics and checklists to provide structure, consistent evaluation of reading skill and behavior. Now let's move to assessment of writing skill. Approaches to evaluate writing progress through samples, rubrics, reference, and peer assessment. Writing samples and drafts. Collect and review student writing sample and drafts to track progress and identify areas for improvement of the time. Then, rubrics and assessment. Use rubrics assessing content, organization, and grammar to provide structure and objective evaluation of student writing. Next, conference and feedback. Conduct one-on-one student conferences to provide personalized, targeted feedback on writing strength and weakness. And last is self and peer assessment. Encourage students to reflect on their own writing and engage in peer review sessions to develop critical evaluation skills. The next slide is about providing constructive feedback. Focus on strength and improvement. Effective feedback begins by acknowledging student strength before addressing areas for improvement. Highlight what the student did well in reading or writing, then offer clear, specific suggestions to guide their next steps forward. Be specific, actionable, and reflective. Avoid vague comments. Provide concrete guidance, such as try using transition word between paragraphs. Encourage students to reflect on their own progress and set personal reading goals to foster independence and growth. On this slide, we will discuss the importance of reading and writing in the classroom. These two language skills are closely connected. Reading provides students with ideas, vocabulary, and example of good writing, while writing allows them to respond to and apply what they have learned from reading. The first strategy is reading inspire writing. When students read high quality text, they are exposed to rich vocabulary, different sentence structure, and various writing styles. These texts serve as mentor texts, giving students example of how effective writing is organized. After reading, teachers can encourage students to write in similar style, continue the story, express their opinion, or write about related topic. This approach helps students understand how good writing works and inspires them to apply those techniques in their own writing. The second strategy is join projects and responses. After reading text, students can write summaries, personal reflection, or critical responses to demonstrate their understanding. These activities strengthen their reading comprehension while improving writing skill. Teachers can also assign collaborative projects, such as creating a class newsletter, designing an informal brochure, or preparing a research report. Through this project, students work together to gather information, organize ideas, and communicate their findings in writing. This makes learning more meaningful because students apply both reading and writing skill in authentic real-world context. By integrating these two skills, students learn that reading and writing are not separate activities but complementary processes. Reading improves knowledge and inspiration, while writing helps students organize their thoughts, express their idea, and deepen their understanding of what they have read. This is the explanation from me, and then the last explanation will be continued by my another members, Miss Uni. Time is your Miss Uni.
Thank you, Miss Ari. Thank you, Miss Tuhu. Sorry, Mr. Tuhu. Okay, now. In this slide, I would like to explain about technology in teachings. Today, technology is an important part of education. It helps teachers make reading and writing lesson more interesting and interactive. The teacher can use tablets, e-book, reading application, and writing application in this classroom. These tools helps students practice reading and writing in fun way. Technology can also support activities such as digital storytelling, blogging, collaborative writing, and online peer feedback. Students can work together and share their idea more easily. In conclusions, technology can help students become more active, motivated, and confident in learning, reading, and writing. Next, Mr. Tuhu. On this slide, I will explain about the first case study, literacy program success. In this case study is about successful literacy program in elementary schools. The school start a literacy program for students in grades 1 and 2 and 3. The goals were to improve reading fluency, increase writing confidence, and help students with different learning ability. These teachers used several strategies. They had guided reading every day, taught phonics, organized fair writing activity, and gave regular support to students. The result in this slide, very positive. About 85% of students reached the expected reading levels. Writing score improved by 40% and students became more active in class. In this case study, so the good teaching method and regular practice can greatly improve student reading and writing skills. And next, Mr. Okay. In this slide, the case study 2, the second case study is about technology integrations. I will explain now the second case study about teacher use technology in reading and writing lesson. They use digital tools such as reading applications, ebook, and online writing platforms. After one semester, students improve their reading fluency and writing confidence by 35%. Teacher also said the student became more interested, more confident, and more active during the lessons. Technology also can help teacher give faster feedback and support students with different learning needs. The case study saw that technology can improve both learning outcome and student motivations. Okay. Next is recommendation for educator. Here, 4 recommendation for educator. First is use varied teaching strategies. Every student learn differently. Using different methods can make learning more effective and enjoyable. Use dispersed and engaging teaching method to address different learning style and keep student motivated. And the second strategy is differentiate instructions. The teacher should adapt lesson and material to meet student different ability, background, and learning needs. And the second technology is wisely. The teacher can use digital tools, learning application, and online platform can make reading and writing lesson more interesting and interactive. And finally is about ongoing assessment. This is the teacher can give regular feedback and motivate student progress. This helps students to understand their strengths and improve their weakness. By following this recommendation, teacher can create a better learning environment and help students develop strong literacy skills. Next, Mr. And the next is in this slide. I will talk about future of literacy education. In this slide, have 4 trends in literacy education. Here are the first trend is personalized learning with artificial intelligence or AI. AI can provide learning activity that match each student level and learning phase. AI-powered tutor and adaptive platform personalized reading and writing instruction to meet each learner unique phase and needs. And the second is gamification of literacy. Game-based learning motivate students through reward, challenge, and interactive storytelling to build reading and writing skill. This is educational game make reading and writing more fun and help students stay motivated. And the third trend is digital literacy focus. Increase emphasis on digital literacy prepares students to read, evaluate, and write effectively across digital media and platforms. Students need to learn how to find. This is mean that students need to learn how to find, understand, evaluate, and use more information safely on the internet. And the last is about collaborative online learning. It means that students can work together, share ideas, and give the feedback through online platform, even if they are in different places. The trends show that the future of literacy education will be more personalized, interactive, and technology-based. And the next is summary and conclusions. I would like to summarize our presentation. This is slide. Reading and writing are two essential skills. They help students communicate, learn new knowledge, and success both in the school and everyday life. Throughout this presentation, we discuss teaching strategies, classroom activity, technology assessment, and real case study. We learned that effective teaching, regular practice, constructive feedback, and the use of technology can greatly improve student literacy skills. As future educator, we should continue to create engaging lessons, support every student learning needs, and encourage lifelong learning. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. That is the end of our presentation. And the next. Okay, now in the next session, we'll continue with short practice actively prepared by Miss Rahmawati Kurataini. Miss Rahmawati. Practice session. Miss, suaranya tidak terdengar.
Oh iya. Pak Tuhu, can you help me to share screen? Halo, apakah sudah terdengar?
Sudah.
Oke. Waiting, Pak Tuhu.
Ada 4 orang ya dalam grup ini, teman-teman?
Iya,
Oh ya.
Ya, ma'am.
Pak
Ya.
Tuhu. Oke.
Nah, ini.
Oke.
Sudah, Bu Emma?
Sedang proses. Oke. Wah. Besarkan dia, besarkan dia.
Kurang
Wow.
besar. Oh, hilang lagi.
Enggak ada lagi.
Hilang lagi.
Terus Pak, saya kirim ulang Pak.
Sudah besar, Ibu?
Belum.
Oke, saya buka yang punya Bu Emma deh.
Udah.
Yang baru.
Udah Bapak Kak.
Hah? Sudah?
Yang baru Pak, yang baru Pak, yang baru.
Siap. Ya.
Oh, itu Mama.
Bu Emma. Open.
Ini bagus ya exercise-nya. Colorful.
Alhamdulillah.
Sudah kah? Terlihat?
Belum. Lagi loading.
Oke.
Oke, sambil menunggu ya.
Nah, udah nih, Beb.
Nah,
Nah, ini
Oh,
baru.
dia Bu
oke,
Mary nih.
alhamdulillah.
Ya.
Mantap.
With simple past tense.
Oke, let's start ya.
Oke.
Bilogatul Arabiyah. Tiba-tiba.
Ayo.
Tiba.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you
Good
today?
afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon.
Alhamdulillah. Fine.
Okay, before we start, I'd like to ask you a question. What did you do last weekend? Miss Mary, can you tell me what did you do last weekend?
Last weekend, I just lay down on my bed and watching a K-drama.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing your experience. So, today we are going to learn about recount text. A recount text help us tell story about things that happened in the past. By the end of today's lesson, I hope you will be able to identify a recount text, understand information from a recount text, and also write a simple recount text. Are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at the definition. Okay, a recount text is a text that retells past event or experience. This means that a recount text tells us about something that has already happened. The events are arranged in order it happened, so the story is easy to follow. For example, if you guys tell your story or to your friend about your holiday, your birthday, or what did happen in the last weekend or yesterday, it's mean you are telling a recount. Okay, now the purpose of a recount text is to retell and share past experience with the reader. In other words, the writers want other people to know what happened to them in the past. For example, someone might write about a holiday trip, a birthday party, a school event, or family gathering. Okay, the next one is generic structure. Okay, every recount text has three main parts. These parts helps to organize the story so the reader can understand the story easily. Okay, the first part is orientation. Orientation introduces the background information of the story. It tells us who was involved in the story, where the event happened, and when it happened. Okay, now let's look at the example. Last Saturday, I went to my grandmother's house. Nah, let's identify the information. I show who was involved in the text. My grandmother's house show where the event happened. And last Saturday show when it happened. And the second part is event. This section tell us what happened during the experience. Nah, the event are written in chronological order. Nah, look at the example. First, I help her cook. Then I play with my cousin. After that, we had lunch together. Now, as we can see here, the text using connector, time connector, such as first, then, and after that. These words show the sequence of events so the story is easy to understand. And the last part is reorientation. This part used to close the story. In this part, usually the writer share their feeling and it also can be their opinion about the experience. For example, here, I was very happy and enjoyed the day. Okay, the next is language features. Okay, the first one is simple past tense because it's recount text, so we must use simple past tense to tell about past event and past experience. So if we tell where did we go last weekend, we can't say I go to Jakarta last weekend, but we must to say I went to Jakarta last weekend. And the second is time connector. Time connector is used to make the story easy to follow. So we can use time connector such as first, then, after that, and finally to help us tell the event in order. And the third is action verb. We can use action verbs such as went, play it, watch it, and many other to describe activities that happen in the past. Okay, the next slide, please. Now that we have learned the definition, purpose, generic structures, and also language features of recount text. Now, let's see how they are used in real recount text. Mr. Tuhu, please read the example of recount text for me.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. I will read an example of recount text. My fun weekend. Last Sunday, I went to the city park with my family. First, we rode bicycles around the park. Then, we played football together. After that, we ate lunch under a tree. Finally, we took some picture before going home. It was a wonderful day. I felt very happy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tuhu. Now, can you
My
identify which
pleasure.
one the orientation, which one that show event, and which one that show reorientation of the text?
Again, let me answer.
Yes, please.
The orientation is last Sunday. I went to the city park with my family. The time
Okay.
or when the activity happened last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The player or doer is the writer, I, and the place is the city park.
Okay, that's right.
And
Okay.
then the events are from first until finally. The activities such as rode bicycle, played football, ate lunch, and took some pictures. These
Yeah.
are the events. And the orientation is that the writer or I felt very happy.
Yeah.
That's the answer, Miss Emma.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Tuhu. That's
Welcome.
good. Okay, now after reading the text, let's try to answer the question. Okay, while answering the question, don't forget to use simple past tense because it's tell about past event. Okay, the
And
first question. Where did the writer go? Miss Atifatur? There is Miss Atifatur here.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, can you try to answer question number 1? Where did the writer go?
To the park.
Yeah, the writer went to the
To the park.
city park. Okay, thank you. The second question is who did the writer go with? Miss Mary. Where is Miss Mary?
I'm
Can
here.
you answer the second question? Who did the writer go with?
Apa? Mana?
Who did the writer go with?
question number
The
2, Miss
writer
Mary.
went.
Yeah, the
The
writer went.
writer went with his or her family.
Yeah. The writer went to the city park with her
With
or
her
him
family.
family.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Her and
thank
his family.
you.
Sama-sama.
Now, Miss Sophie, is there Miss Sophie? Miss Sophie?
Lagi nganter Sopiput dia kayaknya.
Okay, Miss Fitri? Miss Fitri?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What
Can you
number
answer
now?
the question number 3?
Number
What
3
did
ya.
they do first?
They rode
Mm-hmm.
bicycles around the park.
Yes, that's good. Thank you for your answer. Okay, now Miss Putri Ngawi. Is there Miss Putri Ngawi? Miss Putri? Or Miss Putri Andini? Is there Miss Putri Andini? Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Miss Putri Andini, can you help me to answer question number 4? What did they do after playing football?
They ate lunch under a tree.
Okay, that's good. One question. Again, the last question. How did the writer feel, Miss?
The writer felt very happy.
Yes, that's good. Thank you. Okay. Now it's Miss Uni turn. Please think
Okay.
about one of your experience, such as your holiday, your birthday, or your weekend activity. Then please complete the recount text and write your answer on the chat box. And after that, please read it for us.
Okay. I will try it, Miss. Maybe I can make a contact about holiday. Like
Okay,
Williams.
okay, that's good. Okay, have you done?
Have done, Miss. I have searched
Okay,
it on the book.
okay, now please read your recount.
Okay, this is our. This is my holiday. Last
Okay,
Sunday, I went to be. Last Sunday, I went to the beach with my family. First,
mm-hmm.
I played in the sand, and then I swam in the sea. After that, I eat grilled fish for lunch. And finally, I watched the beautiful sunset before going home. And I felt very happy because I had wonderful day with my family.
Okay, that's good, Miss Uni. Okay, now can you tell me which part that show orientation?
The orientation is last Sunday. I went to beach with my family.
Okay, now can you tell me which one is tell the event
The
of
event
your
is
story?
okay. The event is first I played in the sand, and then I swam in the sea, and after that I ate grilled fish for lunch, and finally I watched the beautiful sunset before going home.
Okay, that's good. And the last question. Okay, which one that show the reorientation part?
The orientation here is very happy. I felt very happy because I had wonderful day with my family.
Okay, thank you, Miss Uni. Okay,
Welcome, Miss.
the next slide, please, Mr. Tuhu. Okay, so the next slide.
Bentar, Bu, sebentar.
Yeah.
Sudah kelihatan, Bu?
Loading. Okay. The last slide before we close our class. Okay. Okay. Sudah belum? Last slide summary, Pak.
Summary.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we finish our class, let's review today's lesson. So, anyone, what is a recount text? Anyone can tell me what is a recount text? Recount text is a text that tell the past experience. And what are the three parts of a recount text, Mr. Tuhu? Orient,
Orientation, events,
and
and
then
reorientation.
and what tenses that we must use if we want to write a recount text?
We have to use past tense or present
Mm-mm.
and
Why we
present.
cannot use simple present tense, Mr. Tuhu?
Because the activity lasted in the past or happened in the past. So
Yeah,
we use
thank you.
past tense.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mr. Tuhu. So,
Okay.
today we learned how to identify, read, and write recount text. To make sure that you understand about the explanation, I will give you a homework. Please write a short recount text for 5 until 6 sentences. It can be about your holiday, your birthday, or anything else that happened in the past. Please don't forget to do your homework at home. Thank you for your active participation. See you next meeting and have a nice day.
Thank you for
Assalamualaikum.
the lesson this afternoon, Miss Emma.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam
Yeah,
Oke.
thank you,
warahmatullahi
Miss
wabarakatuh.
Emma.
You're
Now it's time to
welcome.
question Q&A. Now time is Q&A. If you have any question, please raise your hand. And
Masya
to answer
Allah.
your question, please introduce yourself by mention your name. Okay, Miss Fitri. The first is
Okay.
Miss
Uh,
Fitri.
yeah. First, good presentation for all present for members. My question is, wait for a while. Yeah. Describe two effective methods for assessing reading skills and two for assessing writing skills, and why is using multiple assessment approaches preferable to relying on a single method?
Okay, thank you, Miss Fitri. And the second is Mr. Twini. Mr. Twini, are you there? Or Mr. Esther? Mrs. Sorry, Miss Esther.
Okay, Miss, thank you. My question is, why are reading and writing considered foundational and interconnected skills? And how does mastery of one reinforce the other according to the presentation? I think enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Esther. And the next is Miss Atipatur.
Okay, thank you, Miss. My question is, what are the challenges in teaching reading and writing identified in the presentations, and how can educators or teachers address them using recommended practices? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Atipatur. And the next is, the last question is, tada. The next is Miss Twini.
Thank you, Miss Uni. Thank you for the great presentation. And my question is, based on the case studies and future trend in the presentation, explain how technology integration can improve literacy outcomes and what's emerging trends such as AI and gamification might further enhance teaching, reading, and writing. It's clear
Okay.
enough, my
Thank.
question.
Enough. Thank you, Miss Twinnie. And the last is Miss
Okay, thank you.
Florence.
Okay, thank you, Miss Uni, for the presentation. Okay, my question is a compare and contrast two key strategies for teaching reading or guided reading and share reading with two strategies for teaching writing, drafting and revising and peer review. Why is a balanced approach important? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Who wanted to answer the first questions here? Mr. Tuhu, Miss Emma, or Mr. Arif? In the first question from
Number one is
number one.
for Mr. Arif to answer the question
Okay, Mr. Arif.
from Miss Esther.
Okay, thank you. I will try answer the question from Mrs. Esther. The nice question, and now I want to try the answer. Okay, thank you. Reading and writing are foundational to all learning and communication because they empower individuals to access knowledge, express ideas, and participate full in society. Strong literacy skills are directly linked to academic success, career advancements, and lifelong learning. The presentation emphasizes that mastery of one reinforces the others. Reading quality text exposes students to rich vocabulary, diverse sentences, structures, and varied writing styles using method text. While writing activities such as summarize reflections and response to text deepen comprehensions, this integration from the basis to all academic learning and lifelong communication. I think that my answer, Miss Esther. How about my answer?
Yeah, okay,
Clear?
thank you, Mr. Arif.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now the second question from wait,
Bu Mary, Miss Mary.
Miss Mary, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to answer Miss Mary question. Okay, thank you, Miss Mary, for your question. Okay. Your question is about compare and contrast two key strategy for teaching reading, right? The guided reading and shared reading with two strategy for teaching writing, drafting and revising, and peer review. And why is a balanced approach is important, right, Miss Mary? Okay.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, Miss.
Okay, I will
Say
try
yes,
to
say
answer.
yes. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
guide.
yeah.
Okay, guide reading and shared reading are reading strategies that help students understand text. Guide reading use small group interaction based on student reading levels, while shared reading involves the teachers and student reading the same text together. On the other hand, drafting and revising and peer review are writing strategies. Drafting and revising help students to improve their writing through revision, while peer review allows students to give and receive feedback from their classmates. And in my opinion, a balanced approach is very important because reading develops vocabulary and comprehension while writing strengthens critical thinking and communication. Using both reading and writing strategy together, it can help students become better readers and writers. I think that's it. Is that clear enough, Mr. Mary? Miss Mary? Sorry.
Gimana ini, Miss Mary?
Oke, next
No
question.
hero.
Okay, thank
Silahkan
you.
Miss
Next
Uni.
question from Miss Rania. The next question from Miss Rania will be
Sorry ya. Ya,
answered by Mr. Tuhu Wiono. Mr.
Okay,
Tuhu, you
thank
can
you
be answered
for
from the
Miss
third question.
Rania's question. The question is that what are the main challenges in teaching reading and writing identified in the presentation and how can educators address them using recommended practices? Thank you for your question, Ms. Nia. The answer is that the main challenges are limited vocabulary, lack of background knowledge, of making comprehension and production difficult. Second, lack of motivation, low confidence, and disengagement. Third, diverse learner needs, varying skill level requiring differentiation. And the fourth, grammar and syntax difficulties. Educators can address them by using varied and engaging strategies, differentiated instruction, leveraging technology, for example, interactive application, digital tools, and then ongoing assessment, graphic organizer, authentic text, peer review, and constructive feedback that focus on strength first and provide specific actionable suggestions. Practical, practical examples include group reading discussion and collaborative essay writing. That's the answer from me, Miss Nia. Maybe this answer will be helpful for you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tuhu, for the insight and the
Yeah,
answer.
Thank you, Miss
sure.
Nia. And the next question from Miss Fitri. Who want to the answer? Maybe Mr. Tuhu or Miss Rahmawati or Mr. Arif?
Okay, I will try to answer the fourth question from Miss Fitri.
Question number 4 will be the answer with Mr. Tuhu.
Yeah. The question is describe two effective methods for assessing reading skill and two for assessing writing skill. Why is using multiple assessment approaches preferable to relying on a single method? Okay, the answer. Reading assessment include oral reading fluency checks, measure speed, accuracy, and expression. Then comprehension quizzes and open-ended question, or reading portfolio to track progress over time. While writing assessment can be done through writing samples and drafts to monitor improvement. Then by using rubrics to assess content, organization, grammar, combined with conferences of peer or self-assessment. Multiple approaches are preferable because they capture different dimensions like fluency, comprehension, growth, and reflection, and also provide more comprehensive, fair, and actionable picture of student progress. This allowing teachers to give targeted feedback and adjust instruction. That's the answer from me or from my group, Miss Fitri. Is that enough for
Yes,
your question?
yes, enough, Pak. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Miss Fitri. Yeah.
Okay. And the last session is the question from the Miss Twinnie. Miss Twinnie, I can try to the answer here. The question about based on the case study and the future trend in the presentation, explain how technology integration can improve literacy outcome and what emergence trends. Right, Miss Twinnie?
Yes, it's right, Miss Uni.
Okay. Now, based on my opinion, we can take a look in this slide based on the case study to the second study about integrating technology in like interactive reading application, e-readers, and collaborative writing platform improve reading fluency by 35%. Both writing confident engagement and made feedback faster. And this is emerged trend. Number one is AI and personalized learning. This is can adaptive platform and AI tutor that adjust to each student pace. And we can use the second we can use gamification. This is game elements like rewards and challenge to increase motivation. And the third we can use strength. Collaborative online community. This is student can peer review writing across borders. In short, the technology makes reading and writing more engaging, personalized, and efficient. This is enough, Miss Twinnie.
It's clear enough, Miss Oni. Thank you for the answer.
Thank you, Miss Twinnie. And
Suaranya Bu Uni masih
Mute.
off cam,
sorry,
unmute ya. Sorry,
this is enough for
off
our
cam.
presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, your participation, and your valuable question. We hope our presentation has been useful and provide a better understanding of teaching, reading, and writing skill. On behalf of Group 10, we apologize if there were any mistakes during our presentations. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Thank you.
warahmatullahi
Wabarakatuh. Okay, guys, it's very good to present this topic. Teman-teman tolong diberikan tanda love untuk grup ini ya. Apalagi tadi ya, Miss Rahmati ya. Apa tadi tuh ngajarnya
Dari
sangat
konteks.
bersemangat, sangat bersemangat sekali ya. Itu ada interaksi antara teacher and students. Ya, tapi tadi ada yang kelupaan deh. Apa tuh yang kelupaannya? Yang the last one. Nah, the last one kok tidak ada pertanyaan hari ini senang apa tidak gitu kan?
Oh iya.
Apa? Cuma review
Orientationnya. Orientationnya belum.
Iya, tapi ya udah bagus ya, cukup bagus. Karena tadi ada interaksi, lalu tadi ada penjelasan. Nah, gini, teman-teman, tadi banyak ditanyakan reading and writing gitu ya, itu sangat penting sekali. Kenapa gitu kan ya? Loh, kalau misalnya reading, ya kita kan apa? Kalau ingin memiliki kemampuan atau apa sih upgrade pengetahuan kita, berarti kan kita harus membaca gitu kan teman-teman. Ya artinya kan sangat penting sebagai fondasi kita. Kalau kita ingin menambah ilmu, menambah wawasan, artinya kita harus membaca. Karena kan ada istilah apa? Apa sih yang jendela dunia apa tuh? Membaca ya? Pernah dengar nggak teman-teman? Apa teman-teman?
Membaca adalah jendela dunia.
Benar. Nah, membaca adalah jendela dunia gitu ya. Loh, setelah membaca kalau kita sudah tahu nih ya, pengetahuan artinya apa? Untuk mengekspresikan ide-ide kita, lalu kita tuangkan dengan apa teman-teman?
Tulisan.
Nah, itu ya. Jadi sangat berkaitan sekali reading dan writing. Oke.
Writing.
Ya. Lalu selanjutnya tadi ada punctuation gitu kan ya. Kalau ya, if we teach writing,
konektor tadi Bu.
Iya.
Konektor.
Iya. Kalau misalnya kita mengajar writing, artinya di sini juga memberikan apa? Punctuation gitu kan?
Ya.
Ya, punctuation gitu ya. Coba deh teman-teman. Kalau misalnya berikan saya contoh, ya. Tulisan atau kalimat ya, the sentence without punctuation. Nah, pasti ada perception gitu kan?
Iya,
interpretation. Dong, contohnya apa? Kalau misalnya tanpa punctuation, bagaimana?
Itu biasanya untuk judul tuh tanpa punctuation, Bu.
Kok suaranya ada suara saya feedback gitu ya?
Oh, deket HP karena saya ada HP sama ini, Bu. Sama
Oh
apa namanya?
gitu.
Jadi feedback.
Oh ya. Ya apa kira-kira the example of the sentence without punctuation? Ya,
We
pasti
walk to the school gate. We walk to the school gate.
we walk to the school
To the school gate.
gate.
Gate, gerbang.
Iya. Nah, itu tanpa apa?
Punctuation.
Punctuation. Jadi artinya di situ gimana?
Ada terakhir titik.
Titik. Ya, oke.
Terusnya ada full stop. Ada
Iya.
full stop.
Iya, ya.
Period.
Iya.
Selain itu, maksud saya begini, ya kalimat itu tanpa ada tanda baca, nah jadi menimbulkan kesalahpahaman
Interpretasi
antara saya atau yang lainnya deh, yang membaca itu. Apa sih kira-kira contohnya?
Maksudnya Bu, gimana?
Kalimat perintah tapi nggak ada tanda seru.
Kalimat perintah tapi atau kalimat tanya ya,
Kalimat tanya nggak ada tanda tanya.
Ya, boleh. Apalagi selain itu deh. Contohnya aja, contoh real, the sentence-nya apa? Masih bingung ya?
Mana?
Ya udah.
Maksudnya
Mungkin jadi berubah makna ya, Ibu?
Iya, berubah makna. Karena jadi apa? Mispersepsinya salah nangkep gitu kalau nggak ada punctuation-nya. Contohnya apa gitu maksud saya.
Itu biasanya kayak mungkin akan banyak ditemukan di bahasa-bahasa yang pakai teks, pakai WhatsApp atau apa gitu kali ya, Bu, contohnya.
Boleh. Maksud saya kalimatnya seperti apa sih gitu. Contoh kalimatnya deh. Show
contoh
me.
kalimatnya kayak read the text carefully.
Contohnya stop mungkin gitu, Bu. Stop gitu. Mungkin kalau nggak ada tanda serunya, kita kan maknanya berbeda. Oh, dia cuma ngomong stop. Kalau ada tanda serunya, mungkin stopnya, oh dia lagi marah atau apa kayak gitu. Mungkin bukan kalimat sih, lebih ke kata sih. Mungkin lebih ke
Ya, boleh. Itu juga. Apalagi teman-teman?
Read the text carefully without exclamation. Tanpa ada tanda seru. Berarti kan nggak bisa juga.
Boleh. Oke, ada lagi tidak?
Ada.
Ayo, Pak.
Open your book on page 2.
Ya.
Itu kan kalimat instruction. Bisa juga.
Oke, harusnya pakai tanda seru ya. Oke, nah ini teman-teman ya. Coba perhatikan. Ya. Saya ini yang tanpa tanda baca ya. Ini ya, tanpa tanda baca. Tolong diartikan ya. Let's eat grandma. Let's eat grandma. Nah, itu apa artinya? Tanpa tanda baca.
Ayo makan
Suruh makan
nenek.
neneknya.
Gimana?
Disuruh makan neneknya.
Nah, betul kan? Loh, maksudnya neneknya dimakan.
Harus ada koma sebelum grandma.
Grandma-nya.
Iya, the correct one is seperti apa?
Let's eat, grandma.
Tanda seru.
Tanda seru.
Betul.
Ya, bisa sih.
Artinya tadi kan serem banget kan? Nah, itu mah seperti kanibal dong.
Ayo makan nenek.
Iya.
Ayo makan nenek.
Ayo makan.
Iya, artinya situ punctuation sangat diperlukan sekali. Baik, teman-teman sudah jam udah lewat ya. Oh ya, I'm so sorry ya for I was late for join the Zoom because something wrong I got stomachache tadi ya. Tapi tadi alhamdulillah ya saya langsung
GWS Bu. Get well soon Bu.
Oh iya. Ya, jadi tadi saya join udah langsung presentasi. Tadi Pak Arif presentasi tidak?
Iya Bu, di awal. Ibu ketika di belakang baru.
Pantes saya tidak melihat Pak Arif. Iya, oke. Oke, teman-teman, ini masuk semua ya?
Ada yang sakit,
3
Bu.
orang.
Yang sakit siapa, Pak?
Bu Rahayu sakit. Bu Lina ada keperluan.
Oh,
Pak Liga ada di luar negeri, Bu.
Ya, Pak Tuhu nanti tolong ini ya. Tolong tulis ya siapa aja yang tidak hadir ya, Pak Tuhu.
Saya langsung tulis di grup, Bu ya.
Boleh ya.
Ya,
Karena
ya.
sudah jam 6 lewat nih, kasihan jam 6 lewat, jam 4 lewat, kasihan Pak Arif katanya udah ngantuk.
Ya, emang begitu,
Ngantuk
Bu.
banget,
Emang
Pak.
ya, begitu.
Pak Arif habis USG, Bu.
Habis USG dia.
Terus dia apa?
Soalnya nggak rekam. USG kehamilan bertahun-tahun.
Iya, oke ya. Oke. Please ya, tepuk tangan dulu nih sekali lagi untuk grup ini ya. Sangat
Wih,
bagus sekali. Oke ya. Oke ya teman-teman, saya akhiri ya. Semoga pertemuan minggu depan lebih seru lagi. Baik teman-teman, saya akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Sehat-sehat
ma'am.
nih. Thank
Ya.
you.